Big tech just got slapped with a massive legal blow that could change the way you use social media. A federal judge is coming for Google, TikTok, and Facebook, threatening their Section 230 protections. We're going to get into what this means for free speech and censorship. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So do me a favor, subscribe and smack that notification bell. So, you've probably heard of Section 230 before, but here's the deal. A federal judge just dropped a massive legal hammer on some of our favorite platforms, Google, TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat. They've been hiding behind this little thing called Section 230, which basically says, hey, we're not responsible for what users post. Yeah, sounds pretty convenient, right? And it was until they abused it, and now, not so convenient anymore. Now, these tech giants are getting hauled into court by school districts. Wait, school districts? Yeah. The same folks who bring you school lunches and anti-bullying campaigns are now saying, hey, big tech, you're messing with our kids' heads. And guess what? They might have a point. Well, get ready, because this ruling could open the floodgates for lawsuits. Now, think about it. If these platforms are held responsible for everything users post, the internet as we know it could be over. The lawsuit is huge. But what's even bigger? The reason behind it. The youth mental health crisis. Yeah, the same algorithms that keep you scrolling endlessly are also being accused of pushing kids toward anxiety, depression, and get this, suicidal thoughts. If you thought the like button was harmless, think again. I ask you to hit the like button all the time. It's like they're turning our kids into walking, talking dopamine junkies. And this isn't just some small-time court case either. This is happening because Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers in California decided to toss out that Section 230 shield and go, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, these companies should be held responsible. But hold, it's even better. This ruling is totally different from a ruling made just a few months ago by Los Angeles Superior Court, which sided with big tech. Now we're seeing a crack in the foundation, a chip in the armor, if you will. You can almost hear the tech companies sweating in their glass towers. Speaking of sweat, does this whole thing remind anyone else of another industry that liked to target young people? What was it? Oh, yeah. Cigarettes. Yep. Big tobacco, just like cigarette companies were accused of getting kids hooked early. Now we're looking at social media algorithms in the same way. Swipe, click, like. Next thing you know, you're addicted. We all heard the studies. Come on. We know it's true. And what does all this mean for Section 230? Well, let's just say the big tech lawyers are working overtime, because if this law goes away or gets watered down, these platforms might actually have to act like real publishers. No more shadow banning. No more pushing leftist narratives. Curating content. They'll have to play by the same rules as, say, CNN or Fox News. For years, conservatives have been screaming about this, how tech companies are basically editing content while pretending to be neutral. And now the courts might be waking up to that reality. Finally. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Rich, what's next? Well, get ready, because if these lawsuits keep coming, we could see a massive shift in how social media works. Neutral algorithms, more lawsuits, maybe even fewer cat videos. I'm in. Kidding. Okay, let's not get too crazy. But seriously, guys, if Section 230 gets chipped away bit by bit, we could be looking at the end of big tech as we know it. And honestly, it's about time. For too long, these companies have controlled the conversation, all while claiming that they're just offering a platform. Yeah, right. You see, I can't post one of my stories on Fox News' webpage because Fox News is a publisher. They have people who decide what goes on their pages because they could be held liable for things that they publish. They break the law. But the social media platforms were acting as a town square, and they always said, hey, we're just providing the platform, the servers, for people to come and express themselves and say what they want to say. And that worked out pretty well until the totalitarian came out of leftist corporate executives of these platforms, and they started censoring conservative speech. And then we all know that the Biden administration became a bunch of fascists and forced a lot of these platforms to censor speech that they didn't like. for them because the government can't do it because of the First Amendment still being around. For now. Depends on November 5th. I've always been of the mind that they should not get rid of Section 230 altogether. And the reason why is because it will only hurt the little guy. The big tech companies like Facebook, Google, and others have billions of dollars where they could construct whole buildings and just toss hundreds of lawyers inside that could keep the government at bay legally for a decade. The smaller social media platforms like Twilio and Megabook, and others like CloutHub, even Gab, they don't have that kind of serious cash, and they would be subjected to removal of 230 without protections of a building full of lawyers. Now, what I think should happen is they should keep 230 for platforms who don't abuse it. A platform abuses it, then they have their 230 immunity removed from them. Who would judge that question? Judges, of course. I think that the American people can come up with a list of things that should not be posted in the town square that would not fall under censorship, like child pornography comes to mind. Posting threats to harm people shouldn't be online. I'm talking real threats, not calling someone a sissy or some other kind of name calling or whatever. There could be a very simple, short set of rules for what you can and cannot say online, and the rest goes under immunity of 230. I think they should take all of the terms of service of all of these platforms and throw them in the garbage can and have them redo them. Terms of service can be written to protect the platform legally while not using the terms of service to censor people for speech that Joe Biden or Kamala Harris don't like. And that's my take on that. So what's next? More lawsuits, more court rulings. And here's the thing, a potential massive payout. But don't hold your breath, because if you're thinking you'll see a dime of that settlement money, well, it might end up in foreign aid or some government fund we never hear about, right? In the end, it isn't just about Section 230. It's about free speech. It's about who controls the conversation. And it's about time we hold these companies accountable for the harm they're causing, especially to kids. All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest in politics and big tech. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
That's just the